Okay, guys, let's keep it rolling. Today I'm going to talk about a Hadoop file system. Okay, so just keep it moving from last one. Last time we talked about failover fencing. Which is just part of the high availability mechanism in Hadoop. So we're going to keep going from there. Start to talk about file system. The command line, we're going to skip this one because this is about how do you type in a command in a real Hadoop interface. But we need to mention what does the command line interface provide user. So the command line interface provide you or me as the Hadoop HDFS system user the basic file operations. Like I can upload a file to HDFS. I can download the file. Okay. I can delete the file. Okay. I can create a folder. Okay. Those kind of typical file system operations. And the command line interface provide that interface to its users. Okay. Right now we're gonna skip this part. So next week I'm gonna find some time to demonstrate it using my computer. Again, if you have more time, and then you should install a Hadoop virtual server. Okay. I'm gonna provide the guidelines next week, and you can practice with me. Okay, let's skip this part. I'm gonna stop here, land it here. I mean, not stop here, land here. We're gonna spend some time talk about Hadoop file system. Okay. You may already noticed that before this part, we have been talking about HDFS. Okay, but right now, topic changed to Hadoop file system. Okay, so it's kind of the question is that what's the relationship between Hadoop file system and HDFS, or what is Hadoop file system? Okay, does mean Hadoop file system always means HDFS? Okay, so we're gonna talk about that. First of all, Hadoop has an abstract notion of file system, of which HDFS is just one implementation. Okay. So Hadoop, like we have been learning, Hadoop is the whole system. And if you look inside, there's several parts. The fundamental parts are MapReduce, okay, HDFS, which is the file system, and the last one is the yarn, okay, the resource management. Okay, these are the three fundamental parts of Hadoop. Now, when we only talk about the middle one, HDFS, then the question is that, are we going to always means HDFS, or can we replace this one with my local file system? Or maybe I cannot use the file that stored in my cloud server. And the answer is yes. HDFS is one implementation of the file system, and you can replace this. By default, if you're using a Hadoop server, by its default setting, you will use the HDFS as a file system implementation. But you can replace this with your own, like I can use a cloud file server or local file system. You can replace that. How to better understand this? I'll use a car as an example because we're kind of more familiar with a car. Everybody drive a car, and you may watch your dad or mom fix car, change oil, and then you probably get more familiar with what it is. So in the car system, you have engines, okay? Engine system plus transmission, they're almost one piece, okay? The engine system, is responsible for generating power. Okay, and you have a chassis. Chassis system means you have the frame and the four wheels. Okay, so the chassis and engine are not 100% welded together. That means if I open the car hood, I can always take out engine and transmission out of the car. What left is a chassis and other system for sure. What I'm trying to say is that these two parts, the chassis and the powertrain, are loosely coupled. Okay, they're not inseparable. Okay, so when the engine system generates power through a interface, the interface, if you know what it is, called the clutch. The interface is the parts runs in the middle, like take the power generated by engine and pass it to the wheel, so the wheel gonna run. Okay, the engine generated here, and the power was transmitted to the wheels, and the wheels and run. When the wheels runs, your car moves. What I'm trying to say here is that with this kind of design, you can change your wheels. Some people are like high-profile wheels. Some people like big tire. You can change it anytime, the wheels. Okay, that means the engine and wheels, they're separated. Okay, when it's separated nicely, you can change the parts. Go back to HDFS file system. You have Hadoop. Hadoop has the one part, it's called HDFS, which is the topic we're talking about here. The design of Hadoop says, okay, we can replace this part to other implementations as well. Like for your wheels, your car cannot run without wheels, but you can change the wheels. Okay. If you talk about Hadoop, your Hadoop cannot run without a file system, but you can change the file system to different types. Like the table listed here, you can use local files. You don't have to always use HDFS, even though HDFS has a very good features to support large, super large files, but you don't have to. You can replace it with FTP or S3, which is the online kind of cloud file storage, or Azure. Okay, so you can replace, as long as your file system provides a standard protocol, then Hadoop can use it. Okay. So, hope you understand what it is. We're not going to talk about interfaces. Skip this part. Skip this part. There's a lot of programmings, which again, I'm going to try to do a demonstration to using how to use those commands next week sometime. Right now, let's focus on understand it. Go. Okay, let's stop here. I will use another video to do this again.